Going live.
Wait, live?
We're live?
We are live now. Yep, we're live. Okay. All right. So really quickly before we get started, I gotta tweet out once more to spam y'all on Twitter.
live?
We
That
are
we are-
live now.
that
Yep,
we
we're
are
live.
live. Oops.
Okay. Don't want to have two of this shit happening at the same time. Okay.
Let me like this. Let me like
We live. Copy link or paste link. Excuse me. Other way around. I don't know. Tweet. I'm gonna go retweet it right here on my personal account. By the way, if y'all haven't followed the Twitter, I'm just gonna put this in the chat real quick. You know, just there you go. Crash Glass Twitter. There you go. Go give that a follow. We only tweet when we're about to stream. Where is? Did everybody go away? Where did everybody go?
I'm still here.
Yes, sir. No, I know. I was
This
just
man
enjoying
Jonas
listening to you
Mouth.
struggle.
I'm still here.
I was just enjoying you listening to you struggle. But yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and
welcome.
gentlemen,
Yeah,
how are you guys
ladies
doing?
and gentlemen,
we are
excuse me.
live, and you are plugged in.
Bro,
What
nah.
up, people?
Crash
What up,
Glass.
Bro,
We
don't
here.
try to be taking over my shit
We
like
here.
that.
Bro, I was simply offering some assistance.
Assistance, bro. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm
He was
okay.
just trying to help. He was just trying to help.
I understand. I
Yes.
understand. But anyways, this is a Crash Glass podcast coming straight to you live from the BBU Discord server VC. We got the whole gang here. We got Gen 4, Jonah, Kemba, Marcus, and Sato once again for another
Hey.
week of basketball goodness, basketball talk. And as you can see with, the image background, the title Celtics Woes. That's going to be the main topic, but we'll get to that. But first, the first thing we're going to get to first is going to be Gen 4's weekly up-and-coming player reports. So, Gen 4, who is the player that we are talking about this week?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Chad, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the best segment on all of YouTube, soon to be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever you want to call it. My shit is just elite. I'm sorry. But yeah, last week, we got into the prodigy Mike James, but this week, my
Legend.
standout player is Bryce Cotton for the Perth Wildcats of the NBL in Australia. Now, my boy Bryce, he originally was drafted by the Jazz. Stuff didn't go too well. He got him up out of there. I don't know how else to put it. They got him up out of there. He wasn't playing that well. They got him up out of there. But now, in 2020, 2021, so far my son is averaging 24 points,
You said my son?
7.5 assists.
You called what? You said his son. Whoa.
All right. You got to understand one. As a New Yorker, let me explain something. When I say my son, I don't mean like he's actually like he's not my actual like birth son. Like, I mean, he's my son. Like, he's my boy. Like,
Okay.
he's my guy.
actual son, like the star.
No, not my actual son. I didn't give birth to Bryce
Is
Cotton.
this some Gen 4 trivia?
It's not even
Is
trivia. I
this
thought
some
y'all
Gen
knew
4
this. I
lore
could've
that we aren't aware of?
I could have sworn y'all knew this. I could have sworn this is a surprise to me. This is actually a shock to me.
So New York
But
store,
yeah.
UK store flow.
My boy, my guy, my companion, seeing how y'all aren't understanding, is averaging 24 points per game, 7.5 assists, 42% from the field, 2 steals per game. My boy is a pest out there, and only 1 turnover, so a pretty good assist to turnover ratio. And he's on a winning team in the Perth Wildcats of the NBL.
Best
now,
team on a winning
what
team?
do I think?
Holy
What team
shit!
do I think can possibly use the services of Bryce Cotton? I'm pretty sure y'all should know exactly what team I'm thinking of. Based in Michigan, they have a currently they have a starting point guard.
Detroit.
They have a starting point guard who wants to be in the G League.
Detroit.
Hey, don't diss my boy DSJ like that, bro. He's coming up.
I'm sorry, but that's exactly what I'm gonna
coming
do.
up,
He did.
bro.
DSJ.
He's coming up.
DSJ literally said, "I want to be in the G League," and the Knicks were like, "What? Okay, bye."
I
and
mean,
then
he's
got
basically
D-Rose
in
out of
the
that.
Pistons. like he's basically in the G League. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the Pistons could use a nice young, athletic, semi-young. He's 28, athletic guard who can put the ball in the basket. Because right now they have a young, athletic guard who can't put the ball in the basket, not at a serviceable level. And then they have Killian Hayes. And I don't think I need to tell any of y'all about Killian Hayes because there's nothing to really talk about.
I just think D Rose gave him the wrong
He just
guidance.
exists. You're blaming D Rose for Killian Hayes' failures. Nice.
His
wrong,
injuries.
nice.
His injuries. Calm down. His injuries.
Either way. It's not like he was doing anything before the injury, so it doesn't matter. So yeah. So Detroit reps. If any of y'all are happening to tune into the podcast, I'm giving you some sound advice. Get rid of DSJ. Killian is not going to be doing anything for the next few years. Just send him down to the Grand Rapids Drive or whatever you call your little G League team, and bring in my boy Bryce Cotton. That's all.
Now, as a Raptors fan, I have to ask, but this is what's most important to me. What is his defense like? I would love the defense. The defense.
Australian.
His defense is extremely average. He's a good enough defender to play in the NBA. There's nothing else I really need. Like, he's not above average. He's not going to shock you with his amazing defense, and he's not a 3-and-D player that Masai likes to inherit. But
yeah, somebody's got Discord pings. Who's got the Discord pings?
Yeah, who's Mr. Hollywood right now?
Mr. Hollywood.
Like, all of my servers are muted right now, so I don't understand. I don't got any pings.
Yeah, I don't have any Discord pings right now.
Me neither.
It's me. I'm gonna be muted.
Okay.
Oh, wow,
all right.
Marcus.
Oh, just put on like push to talk. That'll help. Just to push.
Well, no, it's still gonna pick up audio because I have my mic is still giving pings. Like, look, do start getting pings, you'll hear it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, I mean, you could just like leave those servers. That would be great. Yeah.
Or we could just ban you.
I don't know where it's from.
All right, you're banned.
So,
You're banned.
That's all I'm saying. All of them. You know, this is the only one that matters anyway.
Notifications on the app.
Okay,
that's
so
that's my player of the week, Bryce Cotton.
all right, well, Bryce Cotton, player of the week. I definitely agree that Bryce Cotton, like based off of what I've seen and the highlights I've seen, he's definitely much more of an offensive threat, by far. And on top of that, I think looks a little bit more of an exciting player than Mike James. Mike James isn't bad, but I just feel like, overall there wasn't anything that kind of like, raised eyebrows or anything like that. But definitely Bryce Cotton piqued my interest, and I could definitely see him being a potential suitor for an NBA team. Definitely a team like the Detroit Pistons, But yeah, so Bryce Cotton, and so that's Gen 4's upcoming play. What?
Gen 4, would you say that Bryce Cotton is a very good pick and roll player?
No,
I'm just gonna stop you right now. I'm just gonna. I didn't hear that.
That is not. I'm not.
Oh my god. Would you say he plays out of his cotton picking mind?
No, no, we can't be doing that. No, we can't be doing that.
Oh my god. Wow, you just really don't want to make any money off of this.
We straight up are not wanting to make any
money. Want the channel to be demonetized.
Our channel is getting super banned. Like, actually, that's not okay, though.
That could be a genuine question, though. That could be a very genuine question.
No, our channel is getting, like, absolutely removed at this point. Like, there's
Shout out to Brian Davis, man.
Puts it in.
Okay. So yeah, in a completely unrelated subject, if y'all feel like donating to us, there will be a GoFundMe in the description. So if you want to help out,
we don't have a GoFundMe. He's capping.
We don't have a GoFundMe.
Oh well, there will be one in the way things are going right now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so that's Gen 4's upcoming player of the week. Next topic: Celtics woes. Yeah. I mean, that pretty much says
they stink.
They suck. They don't know how to play basketball. Kemba Walker or like Kemba Stinka.
Tomato.
Jedi bro. Oh, Jedi bro. Jedi bro was in the chat. Hello, Jedi bro.
Cardio Kemba.
Marcus, your mic is so AIDS right now.
Yo,
it works. I'm all for it, honestly.
I'm sorry, but as a New Yorker, it's really sad to see that Kemba's ass. This shit is really
He's
making
been
us look
stepping
bad.
it up.
He's
He's
repping y'all
What
state,
in like
bruh.
one
Marcus,
game?
on.
you need to fix your
I
mic,
said
dude.
past.
No, I
Nah,
love it. I
it's
love it. Keep
good.
it, please.
Well,
The audience won't love it.
Ugh.
No, I think okay. Like Kemba last couple or a few games has been stepping it up slightly. But overall this year there's been an obvious drop off, an obvious
yeah.
what the hell is going on. And even like for guys like Jason Tatum too, we don't know what's happening this year either. He started off seemed pretty
Yeah,
well.
it's
He hit
the-
that game winner that, the great
Uh-huh.
fucking Nick Wright is like he missed so badly it went in, head ass kind of shit. And then
my
now yeah, I guess that cursed him.
He says that COVID's been bothering him a lot with like stamina and stuff. And I've seen this
Okay.
in like players like Seth Curry too. Like before they got COVID, they were on fire, and then once they got it, their stamina got affected a little bit by it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, that's
And he
fair.
said it's slowly getting better, but it's still.
Yeah, it takes
bothering.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that. Effect,
And when you're like not playing for a while, it just fucks you up, you know.
Yeah, you just get rusty.
But anyways, Jason Tatum is a fraud.
Jason
Kemba-
Tatum is a fake shooter.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
cooked us, bro. Kemba cooked us last
He
game.
was a big reason as to why they won that Pacers game, and everybody was silent.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Crazy.
Saudo's the
Yeah, I
silent
was-
one
I
of
was
this
silent.
whole
I was
thing. He
silent.
just took an L from this team
was
last
silent.
No,
night.
of
We-
course you're.
we-
You're the Pacers fan, but everybody who was hating on Kemba was silent, bro. It's crazy to me.
Bro,
And Tatum stunk it
we
up.
saw-
Nobody said anything.
Jason Tatum is really Jay Crowder with a green light, but that's not a
Alright,
conversation.
bro.
Okay, let's stop that.
Wow.
Let's stop.
Are
But
we-
yeah, as to
Okay,
why
or
they've
do
been
we just all
struggling,
collectively
I think
went
we talked
silent?
about this yesterday.
I mean that's the way
not
the
yesterday,
Celtics have been
last
for the
podcast.
last month, so it's not.
Yeah, I mean Jalen Brown's been
Yeah,
Jalen
yeah,
Brown.
sure.
Like Jalen Brown's honestly been the best Celtic this year by far. Like he's definitely been the
Oh.
one. What?
Yeah,
So
most
are
consistent.
we? So are you insinuating? Are you
He's most
insinuating that
consistent.
Jalen Brown is better than Jason Tatum? I agree.
This
Uh,
He
year,
is.
this
That's a
year
debate.
he
But
has
their
been.
roster's just
This
not
year
built
he
that
has
good.
been.
I don't know if he's better as an overall player, but he's definitely been better this year.
Yeah, definitely the better player this year.
No,
Absolutely.
I think it's fair to say that Brown is
Yeah.
having the best season on the roster.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that's really much. I mean, there isn't too much to say overall about like the Celtics' woes. Is that they're most like they're two out of their
I
three
think
stars are not stepping up the way they should.
Their team is just not built that good. Like Marcus
It's
Smart is
time to start
missing. One of their
Marcus
Marcus
important
Smart is
playmakers.
a huge
Uh-huh.
loss for
Their
a team
bench
like.
just stinks.
Marcus Smart is better than Kemba Walker. Been like that since last year. I just had to say that. So
Whatever.
I could
but
agree in the
yeah.
Raptors series. Kemba Walker was like fucking silent in
Oh
the Raptors
my
series.
god, bro. I'm telling
Marcus
you, bro,
Smart, literally the game
surgery,
plan. Like the
surgery.
Raptors played it right. That's the thing, because they were like, just let Marcus Smart shoot. He'll be good, and he hit every fucking shot.
He made every shot.
He made every shot, and it killed us. We still somehow forced in the 7, but it killed us. And Kemba Walker was silent the entire series.
I think a big part of why the Celtics are doing bad is kind of like their shot selection. And I don't know why I read the stats somewhere, but I know they're one of those teams that take some of the hardest shots in the league, like some basically contested long twos. A lot of their shots are contested in general, and there's not really much ball movement. I feel like it's a lot of isolation between some of the players or post ups. So I think a big thing is just trying to get better shots for their players, because that's one of Tatum's big struggles right now is he's not really trying to get those easy shots. He's still trying to take the hard shots that he usually makes. I think he just needs to get back to his roots and try to just get easy buckets instead of trying to force everything.
I
Can we
mean,
also address the fact that Jeff Teague is absolutely useless.
He wasn't useless last game. He wasn't useless last
I
game.
mean, what's the
Last
difference
game,
between
like,
Jeff
or
Teague
one
and
game,
Kemba
one game.
Walker?
Oh my god.
They're just running cardio. They're just running cardio, bro.
This is enough to
And then Kemba just casually drops 32 while he's running
Cardio, Kemba, and Trek Star Teague, crazy.
Track
Nah,
star.
Teague's always
But
been like
yeah.
this, bro. Teague is a
Kemba
fake
Kemba was
playmaker,
good
bro.
recently. So,
But yeah, like Brad Stevens, he just doesn't run an offense. I don't know if he can coach an offense, but he
Okay,
doesn't
but
run
like that roster's just not. It's just not built good. Like it's just a bunch of 3 shot creators. Their
It's not
center's
enough
not that
playmakers.
That's
good.
more than enough.
Okay. Can we agree that Marcus Smart, honestly, like overall, is like probably one of the biggest pieces. Like I think that people
Especially
kind of
yes,
overlook.
yes, to how this roster is built, he is very important.
He's
to
very
this-
important
Yes.
because they need that player with that grits and grinds, and gets it done defensively every night, and may not be there shooting all the time, but is definitely developing a better game shooting wise. Like
Offensive game,
yeah,
period.
he's definitely developing a better offensive game. He's a pest to other teams. He's the guy that you hate being on the other side, but love to have on your side. Like that's what you need on
Yeah.
this
So
kind of
Patrick
team.
Beverly.
Pat Bev.
But yeah, I think honestly Marcus Smart's just the main thing that's been holding this roster back is that they don't have him.
Yeah.
And
I
their
think
bench
it'll
sucks.
change once he does come back. But yeah, but
And
anything.
I mean, they can make a trade in the trade deadline. They have that trade exception, and they have those young
But it's
players.
Danny
They can
Ainge.
put something up together. I
It-
mean,
it's
it's just up
Danny
to
Ainge.
Danny Ainge.
They're really gonna trade Payne
Tatum.
Trade Tatum.
Trade
I
Tatum
mean,
bust.
I don't know. Huh?
I said trade Tatum bust.
Would bust.
Trade Tatum for depth.
Wow.
Trade him for Tobias Harris and Seth Curry. That's gonna be the
Oh,
best.
wow.
Best player in the 2017 draft class. Honestly, that doesn't say too much.
Pretty mid draft class.
That draft class was
Nah.
the definition of mid.
Really? How?
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox, Tatum, Bam, Donovan Mitchell.
Okay,
Mitchell?
first off,
Yeah,
your
Donovan
first two
Mitchell
picks
was
are Markelle Fultz and Lonzo Ball. Then of course,
Okay.
then you get
Bro,
Tatum.
You
Lonzo
have
was
Josh
painful.
Jackson.
Then you get Tatum, right? And then
Jackson.
Josh Jackson was there. So what, like, okay, what? Who would be your best players? So you would have Tatum, Mitchell, Fox,
Bammy.
Bam, and
Bammy
who
out of
else?
the fire.
Who else was there?
OG, Jonathan
Oh
Isaac.
yeah,
Okay,
OG was
OG.
there. Yeah, good show on the Raptors for getting OG out of that. That's
Yo,
great.
we took TJ Leaf over OG.
He should have gone way more higher. I don't know why.
John Collins,
TJ Leaf.
John Collins, Kuzma.
Zach Collins went over
Kuzmanian.
OG. I don't know
mean,
why
it's
OG
definitely a
falls so
mid.
far.
Yo,
I mean,
TJ wait,
no,
TJ
like
Leaf
the
went
draft
to
class is
UCLA, right?
definitely mid. It's a mid. It's a mid draft class.
It's not mid. It's not
It's-
mid.
We're
It's-
joking.
Time out.
It's not
Time
mid.
out. TJ Leaf went to UCLA, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I think.
The gravity
Lonzo
Lonzo ball,
basically
that's all I can
carried
say.
him. Yeah.
Wow. So Sato, you can basically thank Lonzo Ball for you drafting him.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, he
you
wasn't
wanna
a
know
high
what's mid,
pick.
bro? You want to know what's mid? 2015, I think.
Shouldn't have been a pick.
TJ Leaf's out of the league, nearly.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
all right.
Harris
Well, I think
Ferguson
we
was
listen.
also-
I think we mentioned enough about the Celtics. We're basically off topic at this point. We're just gonna move
Yeah.
on to the next topic,
Yeah.
which is second half NBA season has come out. The schedule has come out. And look at this new screen we got over here. Of course, Marcus, thanks to the design. Oh, that looks very nice. So, basically, in order here is statistics. Holy shit, Marcus, can you please mute your microphone? This is
Yeah,
seriously
Marcus, you're right.
distracting me. I can't speak with that shit. Okay, all right, test. Mute your
Marcus.
fucking microphone.
I had to-
Okay, all right. So in order right now, okay, this is from hardest to easiest statistically wise schedule. Pretty much, that's what this is. So at number 1, of course, we got the Rockets, and then the easiest at the last place spot is the Miami Heat. And for some reason, Brooklyn and Utah follow, which is ridiculous. But anyways, basically, what are our reactions to this? This is a very interesting kind of setup here. I think there are a lot of obvious things with this whole setup. Of course, Brooklyn and Utah are right at the bottom, which are one of the best teams in the league. Utah at the 28th spot with the best record in the league. Originally, when the schedule came out, they were the easiest, but I guess, games went by, and now things are different, but not too much different. So, what is everyone's reactions to this?
Kind of sucks that the Nets are pretty much at one of the easiest. They have one of the easiest schedules because there's been an ongoing battle for like the first seed, and honestly, I don't really care too much about seeding, but I know it really helps with Embiid's MVP case, and I want him to win MVP. So Yeah, kind of bummed out that they got one of the easier schedules.
I mean, you're a Sixers
Wait, is
fan.
this the second half? I
This
still
is
don't
this.
understand what's happening.
So this
this
is
week.
like So basically, this whole thing right here, what this list you're seeing right now is the from hardest to easiest statistically wise on what team has the hardest schedule, and it's all
Poor
in order
Rockets,
from
man.
hardest to
All-
easiest.
Poor Rocket.
Oh.
Poor Rockets.
Yep,
Bro.
the two
And
worst
Wagner is
teams in the
putting-
West: Rockets, Minnesota,
Yeah,
1 and
poor
2.
Rockets, bro.
Yo, basically with this list being dropped, can we just give LaMelo? I said this last week, but can we give LaMelo the rookie of the year already? Because
Yes,
Anthony Edwards
please.
is not taking that back after playing the Clippers. Imagine just think that Anthony Edwards is gonna have to be guarded by PG and Kawhi. They're gonna be taking turns just bullying him. Like, think about that for a second.
I mean, he's
That's
a rookie.
crazy.
I mean, I see he's shown us some glimpse.
No,
of,
LaMelo.
shown us some
He's shown us some glimpse of athleticism.
I
That's
think
about what
LaMelo
I'm saying.
Ball has the most potential out of the entire draft class so far. Except for, well, I mean, Tyrese although Tyrese Halliburton, are we
Nah, I don't
forgetting
think Tyrese
Tyrese?
No, that's
No,
close.
we aren't. We aren't.
I think just
No, I
LaMelo
don't
has
think he has. I don't think
ball
Tyrese
game.
Halliburton has a high ceiling though.
Yeah, I would actually agree. I feel like LaMelo's ceiling's just he can be like a not
He
a
can be
maybe
whatever
not
he
the
a
way
wants.
the way he
Yeah.
handles
player,
the
but
ball
Like
already.
Skin
Okay,
Magic
okay,
Johnson.
all right,
More
all
of
right.
like a
Hot
high
take.
floor. type of
Tyrese
guy.
Halliburton obviously is a deadly shooter, right? But we haven't
Yeah.
seen some like, of course, besides his range, we haven't seen some like whoa, like kind of moments as like oh man, this guy could be really something if
He's
he
not
can
as
like work
flashy.
on it, right? He hasn't had his incredible flashes. LaMelo has his incredible flashes. His game is definitely unique. And with his size, his quickness, his playmaking ability, and just random fucking pull-ups from the elbow, deep as well, and just draining them at times. Even though I don't think his percentage is that great, but
It's better. It's better than Mr. Ant Edwards.
yeah, well that's
So.
Anthony
Yo,
Edwards.
why you
Anthony
picking on him, bro?
Well,
Anthony
Anthony
Edwards.
Edwards.
Sorry,
well,
bro.
he's
I'm
number one
sorry,
overall
bro,
pick.
but
For the Minnesota Timberwolves, bro.
Well, yeah,
Give
he's
him
on
a
the
break.
But he just
Timberwolves. but
looking-
I don't care what team he's on. He was the first overall pick.
Nah,
bro, he
give
just
him a
looks like
break,
a
bro.
he looks like a he's playing like a dark skinned
Plus-
Dennis Smith Jr. with more hair.
Plus context.
Like, he just
they
acts
missed-
like he just dunks a lot. It's like I don't.
Plus context for this
That's not
Timberwolves
true.
team. They missed
That's
Cat
That's
for
very-
most of the year.
He
And then context
plays
for
some
this
pretty
year as
good
well.
defense, and he
They've
dunks a
also
lot.
missed Cat for some of the year as well, and they started winning games when Cat came
I mean,
back.
Yeah, but I'm
And it
not. But the
doesn't
thing is, I'm
change
not
for
talking
Edwards.
about.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
that's
no,
the
no.
thing.
I'm not legitimately
I'm-
blaming him being on the Wolves. I'm just joking because it's Minnesota. It's pretty
Mhm.
depressing.
If
It's
you
like, it's
wanna-
not
if you
even-
wanna-
I don't care if Minnesota is losing. Like, I don't care about Minnesota in general. Like, not even the team.
No, I get what you.
Nothing, but Ant's got to play better. Like, if you're gonna
Absolutely.
be the
I
number
mean,
one pick,
yeah,
you can't
yeah.
play like
and
trash
for a
your
rookie
first
like
year.
him, for a prospect like him, I'm just gonna give him time. Especially with this draft class, I'm gonna give him time. Like they had a little, it's time to prepare and stuff. So, yeah, I'm not holding them that accountable just yet. That makes any sense.
Can we also mention how the Lakers had the fifth? Well, when the schedule first came out, they had the second or third hardest schedule, which is really strange. For all you conspiracists out there that the league is rigging, which honestly they all just said, well, they're just trying to get the Lakers further down the playoffs so they can for sure meet the Clippers in the playoffs. I mean,
I mean, that is a smart business move.
it is a
think
smart
for-
business
quick
move.
little
They're
tidbit.
trying to secure that sort of like second round sort of matchup.
I don't want to start guaranteeing locks, but based off this, I think Miami looks like they're going to be a lock.
Yes. Yep. That's not.
I'm gonna take
Which
a
is
lot.
crazy because I heard a lot of people talking hot shit about the Heat at the
Miami.
beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
People are talking a whole lot of hot shit. Like, yo, the
Well, that's 'cause
Heat
they
might
started
not
off
make the
bad.
playoffs.
Well, they started off bad, and then they
started
started.
off really
Then they
bad.
were
That's
missing
nothing-
I
Jimmy.
mean,
They
start
missed
off
out on
injured.
Jimmy.
Start off injured.
know why?
What?
If you guys
Start
watch
off injured.
why? Yeah.
Yeah, they started off
Started
injured,
injured.
like, and
But
then
even
health and
when
safety
Jimmy was
protocols
playing
with
at the
Hero
start, people
and
sucked.
Butler. Like no, like they were definitely weaker to start off the year, and now they're
and
one
what
of
I
the
told
hottest
it,
teams
and
in
what
the
I told
league.
everybody was, give us a bit of time. At the end of the season, we're going to be exactly where we were last year. And
Not in the
Well,
finals.
that's not
No,
saying-
I won't even say
because
that.
the way
Alright.
you got there is different, and
You
also
no. With the way the strength of the like further like top of the East is,
We're about
like
to
the
go on
Sixers
this-
are stronger this year. Nets are a million times stronger, of course.
Bucks.
like the Bucks, yeah, like no. And like if the Raptors can keep their chemistry going, then they could
We
potentially
have the
finish
best
higher if they keep this sort of stretch
And-
You
going.
guys don't have
I'm
Jay
all-
Crowder anymore, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
We have
Jay
the
Crowder's the exact reason why
Jay
we're gonna
Crowder turning Steph Curry is not going to happen for you this year.
So
I
it
think
would be
I'm really bringing up
it's
Jay
honestly
Crowder.
an argument at this point if the Celtics are going to finish ahead of the Heat, like which team's going to finish ahead of each other. It's either the Heat or the Celtics.
I
Oh, it'll
think
be
it's-
the Heat.
I mean, there's a
Don't-
lot of
don't
teams
worry
that can
about
finish above.
Kemba will make sure that
all of
happens.
them.
Kemba will make sure we finish ahead. Don't worry.
I mean, we see.
Oh,
we see
why you
how
gotta
close
throw in
the-
Kemba, bro? It's a collective, except for Brown.
we see how close this playoff race is. I mean, there's a lot of like you could see any order, and there's gonna be teams like any team could fall out really. So
Well, we were going to go over anyways. We're kind of talking about hot teams in the NBA right now, so I think that's a good time to switch over to our next topic, which is basically hottest teams in the NBA. So we kind of made this up, kind of decided to talk about this because there are a lot of surprising, I guess, sort of stretches from teams, and one that I really don't want to talk about because it's kind of annoying because we bring them up all the fucking time, and it's, it's I gotta give credit where credit's due. We got to go over the teams right now that are the hottest right now. So we're just gonna pull up this, the standings right now, and we're just gonna go off of surprising factors. And I guess you can't go over hottest teams in the NBA unless you bring up the Washington Wizards. Yes,
sir.
The Washington Wizards are on a stretch, ladies and gentlemen. They are 7-3 in their last 10. They went on a massive winning streak, basically almost clean sweeping the West, the Western Conference, with a bunch of tough teams in the process as well. So, with that being said, the Washington Wizards are definitely the hottest team in the NBA right now.
Yo, shout out.
And
Yo,
then
shout out to the Wizards for playing well with 2 All-Star level players. I cannot believe it.
I mean, shout out to the Heat for playing well with two. What I can say the same shit.
Yeah,
You see how it
anyways.
works?
You
Well,
can,
well
but who's
before
gonna be
that.
more successful? Who's gonna be more successful? We already
We're
know
playing-
the
Both
Heat.
first
The
round
Heat are
exits,
definitely going to be
so-
more successful because of the
First
Yeah.
round exit.
First round exits, buddy. We are not you.
Oh my goodness.
So-
Bubble fluke. It's all fluke.
bubble
So-
fluke.
And
Mickey
guess,
Mouse
and
fluke.
guess who didn't
Mickey
make it
Mouse
to the bubble?
fluke,
Guess who didn't make it
Mickey
to the
Mouse
bubble?
fluke. Florida fluke.
I'm not a Wizards fan, so I don't care. But
Oh
you-
wow, now he's not a
you-
Wizards fan. Crazy.
I've
You
never
are-
been a Wizards fan. You know that.
you are-
Well, I am right now. That's
Oh, that
awesome.
is a good point, Chad. Florida fluke, bro. Home court advantage the whole
I mean,
time.
no, but let's talk about some of the teams that the Wizards have beat in that stretch.
Can we talk about how we have the Tampa Bay
I
Raptors?
just said the clean Western
No,
sweep.
no, no. I'm talking about the teams, the specific teams. 'cause
Yes,
I-
yes, you beat the Lakers. Yes, you beat the
Lakers,
Lakers.
the Nuggets twice, both very close games.
Oh my God.
What was that play by the Nuggets, man?
Okay, so you
Celtics,
beat the
the
Trailblazers,
that
you
was
beat the
scary. I
don't wanna
Lakers,
remember.
you beat the Nuggets, you beat the Timberwolves. Congratulations. Let's see. You beat the
Blazers.
Yeah,
Celtics.
don't name the good teams. Yeah, name the Wolves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways.
Also, by the way, before we skip past this, can we just address the fact that was the worst play that I've seen in a while
Yeah.
in the
Oh, the
finals?
Clippers?
Like,
With like
you're
their
down
defense?
2. No, not
No,
the
the
Clippers,
Nuggets,
not the Clippers,
the
the
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
The Nuggets.
You're
Oh
down
my
2
God.
and
Jamal
you're down 2 on a
Murray.
4-on-1 and you all go to the 3-point line? Like,
This man,
Huh?
Jamal Murray's
Michael Porter Jr.,
brain
hello?
fart just stunk up all of Denver. Like, oh my God. Like, the dude
Nah, I
literally had
can't
a
even
4-on-1
directly
and then
blame-
just stalled, picked up his own dribble, passed it to
I
like
mean-
Frank. I don't know his name.
Facu Campazzo,
Facu,
aka,
Facu, I don't know.
aka New Age Milo Teodosic.
Yeah, and then
European
Michael.
football.
Meanwhile, Michael Porter Jr. is wide open in the corner. Yeah, just
I mean,
drive the ball. and
that's
kick.
not. I can't
Simple
fully
shit.
blame that on. I cannot fully blame that on Jamal Murray because Michael Porter Jr. Hello,
Cut to the fucking basket.
cut to the
yeah.
basket.
Yeah.
Like it's not even just Michael Porter Jr. Anybody could have cut to the basket. Literally anyone. It's not even a cut. You're just running in a straight line. There's nobody blocking
There's
you.
no
Like,
one
you're
there,
not
no
cutting
shot
back door.
blocker,
You're not
no
being,
one's in the paint.
you're not being
They're-
sneaky about it.
yeah,
Like,
it's garbage. Garbage. I know, garbage ending, but whatever. Wizards still won. A win is a win is a win is a win. So yeah, that's all. You can't really argue with that. But anyways, we're gonna go over hottest teams. It's not just the Wizards. Let's go over the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat were also one of those teams, like the Wizards, that were severely clowned on in the beginning of the year. They had a rough start. They
Severely.
were out of the playoffs, but of course, you got to keep in mind they were missing guys. They're big guys, like, well, I guess Tyler Hero, honestly, because in my opinion, Tyler Hero has been a major part of that team, whether people don't
Jason
like to say it
Tatum
or
without
not.
a green light. Jason Tatum without a green light.
Yeah, Jason
He's
Tatum
cocky as
without a
man.
green light.
No,
And Jimmy Butler, of course, biggest part. Jimmy Butler, basically the heart and soul of that roster, not playing, right? So, a lot that is a huge factor as to why that team was not successful throughout the year. And now they've been finally able to develop a run. They've won their last 5. They're 7-3 in their last 10, and they beat the Sixers, right? So
Yeah.
So, yeah.
In the playoff, and currently in playoff contention, unlike the Washington Wizards. But that's neither here nor there.
Wait,
you know?
they're
you said
I'm
my
not here to
opinion,
like.
the
Well,
Sixers,
I'm
the
not
Sixers are
here to
currently.
I'm not here to
No, in my
slander
opinion,
or
the Sixers are
diss
currently
any
contenders to
teams.
come out of the
You
East.
know,
But anyways,
my team.
And our
My
last
team.
we're 12.
We're frauds for now. We're frauds. For
we're
now.
frauds. We're fraud. You guys are frauds.
We're
I know.
frauds. That's
I still have the
insane. We're-
Sixers going. I still have the Sixers coming out of the East. I definitely don't think the Nets are going to, and I definitely don't think the Bucks are going to.
Really?
No, I don't think the Bucks are going to.
Definitely. Wait, you're that sure the Nets are
I'm
not gonna?
sh-
Wow. All
I'm
right.
sure the Nets are not going to. I just can't see it
Yeah, it's the
happening.
Bucks. It's the Bucks.
It's not the Bucks, but anyways, that's just the topic.
Who's
For
coming out of the
that's
East,
another. That's a topic for another day, Jonah. Don't get so triggered, buddy. It's okay. We can have agree
You
to
better not say
disagree.
the Raptors.
Wants it. It's the
It's
Wizards.
no. I said the
That's
Sixers time and time
crazy.
again.
He
Sixers.
literally
It's the
said the
Sixers.
Sixers.
I said
See,
the Sixers.
That's a selective hearing of a Wizards fan.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
goodness.
Anyways, all right. Another team. Honestly, that's a surprising sort of come up. The New York Knicks. They're 5th in the conference right now. Obviously, they're amongst those teams that are
Bobby's
one games
out.
within each other
Bobby's
through 4 and
free.
10. But the New York Knicks are
Bobby's
5th in the
free.
conference, and they just had the addition of Derrick Rose midway through that whole thing. So they haven't had Derrick Rose, which is he's not a super huge addition. That's like, oh wow, he's the make or break of a title contender. But he definitely is an addition, and leadership, energy, and scoring at times. And
Shout out to Julius Randle for his first All-Star
and
game.
Julius
But
Randle
that's
has
it.
been phenomenal. RJ Barrett
Randle,
had a great game last night as well. But yeah,
Also, what's going on Twitter, bro? I've seen people debating about Julius Randle and Chris Bosh. Like, why is that a trending topic, bro? Like, come on.
That's
that's
whole
a
different level of
topic for
disrespect.
another day.
I don't think that's a topic.
That's
No.
not even
Yeah,
a topic, no.
that's just more of a
ridiculous.
shut the fuck up
That's
Twitter.
just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's just more shut the fuck up Twitter. But yeah, New York Knicks. Massive props to them for basically really keeping this kind of game up this deep into the year. Julius Randle, I'm very proud that his game is. I heard the term vintage Randle on the broadcast. Vintage Randle.
Vintage.
Which I guess the
What
only
did he-
possible
his story, didn't he?
explanation would be his last year with the Pelicans before he signed with the Knicks. But that's the only Randle.
That's how small we're going back. That's
Yeah, like I
Julius
don't
Randle,
know.
years,
Like if
years,
anything, this is
vintage.
peak Randle. Like I don't understand what anyone's really.
Yeah, he just started his peak.
Yeah, I don't
he's
understand.
26.
imagine not even being 30 years old and people saying vintage.
Yeah, yeah.
That's wild.
I don't
I know,
understand
right?
where that came from. But of course, anyways, and also we're gonna stay in New York for this one, but in a different city, the Brooklyn Nets. As much as we hate also mentioning this team, because this team also gets mentioned all the fucking time, thanks to Asher, and a lot of other Nets fans in the Discord
Harden
server.
stinks.
Yeah, but can we also mention though that that Harden got stomped on? Well, yeah, Harden got stomped on by the better Harden.
Harden.
Oh, Ash
Light
is not
skin
gonna like
Harden.
this one bit.
Light skin Harden.
lights.
No, he really
I'm sure he didn't like losing either, but he didn't have a choice.
The Nets
God,
got-
like every time I saw Luka Doncic get switched on to like for someone like DeAndre Jordan, I'm like, that's a bucket. That's a fucking bucket every time. This is that's what I mean about the Brooklyn Nets, man. Like they just do not have the pieces in the playoffs. Like when it comes down to a 7-game series and
They
it's
don't have
very
the
quick.
defense.
It becomes very easy to counter and get through their defense, right? So I just no, I can't see.
See,
it
the
happening.
issue is with the Nets. It's a double whammy of trash shit. Like it's like you have 3 great offensive players I'm talking about the starting lineup. You have 3 great offensive players.
Mhm.
Then they play equally terrible defense, and then you have DeAndre.
No,
Jordan,
they're
who's
not all
just-
equal. That's not
I
true.
would say they're equally
Yeah,
terrible. Like Kevin Durant is
alright.
going to be
KD
by
is by
far
far
the
better.
biggest guy to say, okay, how are we gonna
KD, that's
limit that.
That's completely. I don't like KD one bit, but that's completely disrespectful to say they're all equal defense. KD is a much better defender.
Okay,
Right,
they're not
but
a very.
everyone else
Their starting
besides
lineup is
everyone
not
else
very
besides KD
defensively sound.
is equally bad of a defender.
Hate to break it to you.
And then you have DJ,
And even then, I
DeAndre
would say,
Jordan.
You'd say
You have
Harden
Mr.
is a good
DeAndre
defender?
Jordan, who
no, I would
is
say I don't know. I would say
entirely
Harden. I think Kyrie's
No.
definitely the worst defender in that lineup.
Oh yeah, the
No.
worst. Oh yeah. I was about to say Kyrie. I thought you were
Oh.
about to say Kyrie was about to be like a better
No.
defender or something. Like what?
I'm not to pull out a low take and say Harden and Kyrie should be elite defenders, but
Oh my god.
Oh
no.
yeah, speaking of bad defenders, before I continue, can we please stop doing this thing where Harden has like a 3-game stretch of playing decent defense, and we talk about, oh, you haters always say
Yeah, no,
Harden
I
can't play
agree.
defense.
Garbage.
Like, please stop. No, he doesn't play defense. Just because he plays well for like 2 games against the Pistons and the Timberwolves, that doesn't
he plays
mean
selective defense at times.
Mhm.
Like,
that's just terrible as an NBA player. You pick and choose when you want to play defense.
that's no. But to be fair, a lot of stars do that.
Yeah, but the Harden's is the most noticeable.
No,
That's
Yes.
Is it? Dude,
I think
I'm
there's
sure it
players
is.
who play far more selective defense. I mean, Trae Young's bad.
Enlighten me.
Trae Young's bad in general, so I can't even say that. Like he's all.
But I mean, like Trimmer's just a naturally terrible defender. Nobody expected him to be a good
I
defender.
don't see Lucas Stans doing
Like
that as well.
The thing is, James Harden was coming out of college and was known. Part of his shtick was being a good defender. So I don't know what.
I mean, there's a
happened
lot of people who
between
came out of
then.
college known as being good defenders and just aren't that great anymore.
Yeah, but there's a difference in between like being a good defender in college and then like, coming to maybe slightly below average and then.
I
the
mean,
level of...
I'd hate to mention his name, but Russ was I think he was defensive player of the year for his conference. And I forgot what UCLA is in, and I would say he's been at best above average defender. He can be great at times, but he's usually below average defender. So.
Honestly, I
Can
feel
be?
like
Well, so are you saying he's above average or below average?
in my opinion, I feel like Russ has to be really motivated to do well on the defensive end.
No, I mean,
Like
the difference
for example, the biggest example by far is when he's facing against KD. That's when his defense just picks up and he just starts playing a defense. Like that's literally what happens.
He always had the potential to be an elite defender, but it just looked really selective for him. Like when he went to
Imagine being an NBA player and having to be triggered to play good basketball.
Yeah, I know.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
Tragic.
But yeah, anyway, as I was saying beforehand, DeAndre Jordan is entirely useless, and also he had probably the worst pre-game outfit I've ever seen in my life. He looked like he was lost on his way to Sesame Street. That shit was like pink, like a pink, yellow, blue, purple, like pajama pants with furry red slippers. That shit was ass. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Some of y'all NBA players, y'all really don't have no drip, and it's like y'all get away with a lot of shit because you have money. But continuing on to the Nets bench, terrible. Outside of Bruce Brown, I really don't feel inspired by anybody else on that team. Maybe Nicholas Claxton is kind of an entertaining prospect for the upcoming years, but yeah, no, that team isn't good. They're very top heavy, and I don't see them making it. A hot take: they're not making it out of the second round.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
They're bullying.
You know what? You know what? I'm actually gonna have to agree. I don't think they're making it out of the second round either. I actually don't think.
I'll say this: they're bullying whoever they play in the first round. They're getting bullied because whatever team is going to be the 8th seed or the 6th seed or whatever they play are not going to have the defensive stars to stop the firepower that is Slim Reaper.
Unless you have the coaching like the Nick Nurse Toronto Raptors, baby. Let's go.
Yes.
10-0 win on one play, but
I'm not gonna lie. If the Nets lose to the Raptors, that might be the time. You just blow it up right there.
Yeah.
I know. Like, imagine losing to a non-motivated Kyle Lowry, a Cameroonian Beyblade.
Non-motivated Kyle Lowry? Have you seen the way he's been playing this year? Have you not watched the games? Dude, this man.
Yeah, but now that he wants to leave to Philly, I'm not sure you're really gonna.
But that's not true. His agent literally went on live radio and said that's not happening. He wants to stay in Toronto.
So then, who broke that news?
Oh, he didn't say he wants to stay.
Some garbage sources.
He said it wasn't true. I don't know.
He said he's focused on getting you guys wins. That's all he said.
No, he said he said Kyle Lowry is going nowhere. That's literally what he said.
No. I'm not saying he didn't say he was not going anywhere. I'm just saying like he didn't say he wanted to stay. He's just saying mindset right now is getting you guys W's. That's all.
No,
which
he's
is
Kyle
pretty
Lowry.
much a commercial
No,
answer.
he's not leaving. I don't
Why,
understand.
why do
He's
you
not
want
leaving,
him to
think about
stay?
it.
Well, that
Why would
sounds
you
like
sign
the-
him to a 1-year, $30 million extension? Specifically a 1 1-year, $30 million extension, and then want to trade him in that year?
To evaluate the direction.
You want to
Yeah,
so you want to
yeah.
get some sort of, so you
Value
want
off
to take
of
on
him.
like some bad contracts and then proceed to like
No.
who
I mean,
who's
it's not like you
who's
being a
realistically
a
going to
particularly
play
terrible
some sort of
spot. You have
valuable
Fred
asset
VanVleet.
when Kyle Lowry's contract is expiring in a year? Like really, like what the only team that's suitable, honestly, ironically, is the Sixers. Like,
Yeah,
Hence the reason why.
I mean, you
that
could argue
rumor
the
came out.
Clippers would be interested in him, but
but
I don't
also
think
at the same time,
Who was
it's like
grabbing the
the only time
There's
I
nobody to give
trust
back.
the only time I trust any sort of report on any sort of like
Oh, no,
deal
I'm not talking about
in
the report.
discussions is Shams and Woj. That's it, or Chris Haynes. That is
yeah,
it.
that's
Stein.
fair. That's
That is
fair.
it.
But I'm just saying, there's
Otherwise,
not
it's
100%
bullshit.
certainty that he's staying. That's all I'm saying.
Sure, fine, whatever. They're
Well,
not winning. That's
wait,
the only
thi-
thing
think
you
about
guys
it, think
have.
about it.
There's
They've
no
got kids.
proof of anything. So
I mean, what's the ceiling on your roster though? Like, where are you guys going?
obviously, there's not much ceiling at all. But I think when it comes in terms of chemistry, coaching staff, and just all around defense as a team in general, I think the Raptors are definitely overlooked. And like you see them beating teams like the Sixers and the Bucks back to back. They also beat the Nets this year. Well, Asher will say without Katie played some of the game still, and the Raptors still won. Obviously not all the game, but he still played. And the fact that they're that close anyways, even let's say if Katie played and they still lost, but it was a close game. I mean, the Raptors still are a team that can still shut down superstars like Giannis and Embiid 2 games in a row, limited him to like 32% from the field, 30% from 3. And like I don't get how that's something that, I can't say as a Raptors fan that they could do something like that in a 7-game series, and with coaching like Nick Nurse, who can coach a damn good defense with players that can play damn good defense. Like,
Wait, so
OG
you think
Anunoby.
they could upset a good team or no?
Yes, they definitely can. If
You
there's
think
any
they
team,
upset
if
teams
there's
like
any
that?
team
I
that you
don't
would
know.
have to choose in the East to upset a team like that, it's the Toronto Raptors at this point.
I just don't think they're good enough anymore to do that anymore.
And obviously but I think honestly, in the end, the biggest problem that's holding back this team the way that they've been they've been held back in the beginning of the year easily has to go to Aaron Baines. I hate to say it, but it's true. Aaron Baines has been one of the key signings, in my opinion, that the Raptors had this year, that I think a lot of Raptors fans had massive, they were seriously like hyped for because of his strength, his ability to shoot, which, by the way, his last 3 games, he has shot quite well, 50%, not many attempts, but still 50% on multiple attempts. So, I mean, it's still there. It might be getting there. But if he can improve on his 3-point shooting, if he can improve on his defense, and like especially in the Raptors system, then this team can be a lot more dangerous. And I think Nick Nurse had a really, really good rotation that I think should have been used at the beginning of the year, which was putting Boucher and Baines on at the same time, because Boucher makes up a lot of what Baines can't do. Because Baines is not as athletic, can't close out super fast, doesn't have the length to like block a shooter in a closeout, right? But Boucher has that, right? He's much more athletic, lengthier, and can close out, and has like probably almost double digits of closeout blocks in the 3-point line this year. So, and then Baines can just stay back in the paint for rebounds. So that lineup has proven to be great. And then the thing is that the small ball lineup it is needed. That's fine, because if you start Siakam at the 5, you got OG, you got Pascal, you got Lowry, VanVleet, and then Norm Powell. Norm Powell this year, who I think Total Noob in the server has constantly said, "Oh, well, Norm Powell's a star now." I wouldn't say Norm Powell's a star, but he's definitely a fantastic starter for a team like
He's
the
ghetto
Raptors.
Donovan Mitchell.
He's
He's good.
He's a great
He's ghetto
player.
Donovan.
He shoots the ball so well. I think his shot selection and his drive selection has become a whole lot better, because if anything, that's the biggest goddamn problem with Norm Powell, is that he takes some stupid fucking layups at times. But but I think the same can honestly be said for Fred VanVleet. But Fred VanVleet's been playing great. Kyle Lowry's has had a really good season so far, and did you also know that before the season started, I guess this is when I saw this, but Kyle Lowry and Aaron Baines were both top 5 in the NBA for charges drawn per game.
Well, I don't be surprised with Kyle Lowry, but Aaron Baines.
Aaron Baines,
Yes, right.
he is top 5 as well in charges drawn per game, which is what I saw as something that's like, oh, that's gonna be funny to watch. But no, the
That's
Raptors
essential,
definitely
bro.
have potential to do something, and then also, Chris Boucher's shooting this year has been phenomenal. What is his percentages? Like 45+% from the three, and he takes like 3 or 4 threes per game. Like, he has shot the ball so well, and then especially in the first game in the back-to-back against the Sixers, he had that incredible fourth quarter against the Sixers, and just could not at all just miss. And then they just kept leaving him open, and he kept hitting. In my opinion, that's the reason why the Raptors won. But I've been talking about the Raptors for way too long.
Yeah.
So that's my answer for the Raptors. If it's any team upset, it's the Raptors.
I mean,
So is there no
that's
other
my
hot
question.
teams? Is that it? Is there no other hot
well,
teams?
I'd actually like to go
Miami.
Miami
We already
too.
did in Miami.
We're
You
just
know,
Miami.
future NBA champions.
Facts.
I mean, I want to go.
Are the Suns
I
in
want to
Wall Street?
name a player who has been pretty key for the you know what team I'm talking about, the Wizards.
Garrison Matthews.
Garrison Matthews. Yes. Garrison Matthews, I think he is becoming one of the most I actually don't want to say he's under the radar player. I don't want to say underrated, but since him and Mo Wagner have been inserted in that lineup, that they're really a big part of why that Wizards team has taken the leap it has, because they provide high energy, they play good defense, they can shoot the 3-ball well. I mean, Garrison Matthews is shooting 42.5% on 4 to 5 attempts from 3 a game, and on top of that, he's a feisty player. He'll play defense and he can shoot the ball well. It's just he's a very skilled player that I think come free agency, teams are going to look at him. And I'm not saying he's going to get a big back, but there's definitely going to be teams looking to sign him.
Or Joe Ingles.
What?
A Joe Ingles player.
Yeah. I mean, not really, because Joe Ingles is more of a passer, playmaker. He's just more strictly a 3-and-D guy, I would say.
Green.
But he's a fantastic young shooter. Really good.
So Danny
How old is
Green.
Garrison Matthews?
I believe he's not too old. He's relatively young because this is his second year in the league.
He's
Okay.
24.
Was he a 4-year?
Yeah, he's a 4-year. It looks like he's 24, so he's still pretty young. So he'll definitely could get MLE from a team. And I definitely think the Wizards should be definitely trying to re-sign him because he's very valuable to their team right now.
I want to go back. I want to go back to the East really quickly. Well, I guess we've been at the East pretty much ever since the Raptors were brought up. But I think the Pacers. The Pacers have been on a bit of a downhill, sort of.
Yes. Sato, you want to talk about this?
And I think
Yeah. hold
for
on, let
for
the
one
chat
thing,
finish.
really quickly, before Sato speaks, because I was gonna let Sato speak, but let's keep in mind that the Pacers really have, they started off the year with Victor Oladipo. Now, Victor Oladipo is not definitely the player that he used to be before the injury, which is honestly very unfortunate. It's really sad to see. He still he still has some sort of production, even defensively, but definitely is not the scorer that he used to be. But it definitely was helpful to a team like the Pacers, who already had Domantas Sabonis on the team, who's an all-star. Is he? Wait, is he an all-star or is he not an all-star?
Sabonis is an all-star.
He is an all-star.
Oh, I was
It's
about to
just
say.
that
I thought he was snubbed
Jason
this
Tatum
year.
got moved up to a starter. That's why I'm guessing.
Jason Tatum got moved up to a starter. Wait, okay, all right. Wait, sorry.
Yeah, he did.
Different topic.
Yep.
But yeah. So yeah, I think now they got really unlucky with the Karis LeVert thing as well. So and of course Karis LeVert, hope he's all doing all right. I think apparently he's getting better now, so he'll be ready to go soon, hopefully. But I think Karis LeVert, I think the ultimate sort of test to see what the Pacers can actually do is when Karis LeVert comes back. But I'll let Sato speak on, what he's been seeing, since, the only Pacers fan to ever exist on this planet that I ever knew should, do the work.
Yeah, not many.
Yeah.
Right
Y'all
species,
exist in Indiana, nowhere else.
Yeah. I'm not even from Indiana, bro.
Are you?
Crazy. That's even more rare.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to
Yeah,
college
speak your
there 1 year,
speak
so
your mind, young man. Speak your mind.
bro. So the last 4 games, the last week was ugly. Like, we lost 3 straight, and then we had to go to overtime against the Timberwolves. I think Miles Turner hasn't been shooting that well in the free throw.
Oh yeah,
If
wasn't
we
that
have
the
to,
same game where Yuta died? Like, didn't Yuta just like get put in a casket that game?
oh, I forgot which game it was, but I remember that it was like we had a lead. Oh no, it was the Celtics game. We had a 14-point lead, and then we blew it. Even though it was the first quarter, we still lost like that lead within in the space of like 4 minutes after that timeout of Brad Stevens scored. We just instantly lost that lead. I don't know how. And then what
Then the Knicks
we
last
kind of
night.
relied too much on. Yeah, I wasn't up for that game. I just slept through it. I couldn't be
Mhm.
asked. I was expecting a Pacers win, but then I woke up to a loss, and I was like, "All right,
Time to break
this team
everything
could
in
be
my
going to
room.
play in. This team could be going into play-in, boys.
Yeah.
A
No, I
play-in.
think they're better than a play-in team with Karis LeVert back. But I mean, that's something to see for when Karis LeVert
Yeah.
comes back. Also,
We need situation real bad.
yeah, you need Karis LeVert badly. But what else was it that I was gonna mention that was about the Pacers? Oh, I forgot. It was
TJ
something.
Warren's no.
TJ.
Yeah,
Oh, is
yeah.
TJ Warren out, right?
Yeah, he's out with a foot injury.
Oh
so
yeah, that's another loss too. Yeah, like this team is injury riddled, and also, oh yeah, I was gonna ask you what your thoughts were about the Nick Nurse system of Nate Bjorkgren. How is he as a head coach?
Oh, our offense definitely weighs so much better than last year's. We've been running more handoffs with Sabonis. Miles Turner's been cutting so much more instead of being just a standalone catch and shoot player. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he was good at that last year, but he's a big, so he should at least come to the basket once in a while, and less mid ranges. But that does mean that our defense is average right now. Nate McMillan, even though he's not a good offensive coach, he was a really good defensive coach. We were like what number 8 in defense last year, and that really helped exceeded our expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we got swept against the Heat.
Yeah, but I think you're in good hands with the especially out of the Nick Nurse system that Nate Bjorkgren was in. Now we got to wrap this topic up, so we got to go over to the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns are 8-2 in their last 10 games, and they're fourth in the conference. I mean, they started off really well in the beginning of the year, and I mean, Chris Paul, I think, really just shows the kind of effect he has on a team that is decent and can turn a decent team into a great team with his leadership, his IQ, playmaking, and just like overall, I think the leadership is a major factor, and just his clutch genes. So, yeah, I think the Suns are not, I guess, a threat, but is definitely a team that's on the rise. It's finally nice to see the Suns good again. And then I think a team that has not been talked about at all, that are fifth, the San Antonio Spurs. The San Antonio Spurs are fifth in the Western Conference, ladies and gentlemen. After a year where they missed the playoffs for the first time in how many years?
I
20.
don't know.
20
Yeah.
years?
Yeah,
Just
I
did
think
last year.
Yeah,
20.
20 years since they missed playoffs. But now they're fifth right now, and that would be surprising in a lot of people's minds. But yeah, really surprising to see that the Spurs are playing well. DeMar DeRozan is shooting really well, surprisingly, at the power forward spot, 7 assists per game. And I mean, efficiency overall is all right. So, but yeah,
It was 22 years.
sorry. What?
Are we saying the Suns are title contenders? Because I've been hearing...
No, I'm not saying I'm saying they're a great team. I'm just
What?
I don't think they're title
They're at the
contenders.
Alcoves, probably.
Not even remotely close.
I'm not saying they're not remotely close. I just don't think they are like threats.
I don't see a universe where the Phoenix Suns even make it close to the NBA Finals.
Yeah,
I can see them challenging title contenders.
I could see them challenging. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see them winning maybe a game or two against title contenders.
No, I can see them winning too. Maybe even close to 7 game series.
We
Hot
shall
take.
see. We shall see.
Yeah.
But I think that'll just do it for this topic. I think we went through it enough. But
Now we get on to the fun shit.
the fun shit right before we went live. Woj went off with I guess what Jennifer called a Woj
Woj
flashbang. Yeah, a Woj flashbang. I'm just gonna pull it up really quickly over here. It was related to the dunk contest. New contestants were announced, and it's some contestants that you might not really expect. And I'm just gonna pull them up right over here, and
I mean, I'd
apparently
expect
it
them.
didn't even come up. Well then, that's just great. But
Good job, Chad.
yeah,
Yo,
I know.
shout
I'm
out to
so
Chad.
good at this. Here it is. 2 young players expected to join New York's Obi Toppin in the All-Star Slam Dunk competition on March 7th. Portland's Anthony Simons and Indiana's Cassius Stanley, who I forgot existed, and I don't even
Bro,
hasn't played at
He
all
was
this
like
year.
53rd pick. He was the
he
53rd
barely
pick.
played.
I
He
wouldn't
barely
be
played. I
surprised.
think he played like one game versus the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all haven't watched
Oh,
Cassius Stanley before, you must have been living under a rock. This man, all right, I'm not gonna say anything about his overall basketball skill because the fact that you haven't seen him play kind of says a lot. But
Mhm.
this man is absurd. Like I've never seen, like you ever seen somebody with just pure athleticism, not really finesse, they're not really a flashy dunker, but the athleticism just makes you say, what the fuck? That's what Cassius Stanley is. And then tie him in with Obi. And if Derrick Jones Jr. enters himself into this contest again,
Please no.
hot take. No, I'm going to say it. This has the potential to be a top 5 dunk contest of all time.
With
Oh,
Anthony
Based off
Simons in it?
my God. Anthony
no,
Simons
no,
isn't
no.
bad. Don't get
Bro,
me
what a
wrong, but
hot,
like
horrible
best of
take
all,
you
top
just
5 of
said.
all time.
How is that a horrible
Do you
take?
know what you just said? Oh my goodness.
Literally, Jonah, literally all of these dudes are three of these dudes are only known for dunking. Nothing else. They aren't known for
That doesn't
anything
mean
else
it's going to
except for
potentially be a
dunking.
great dunk contest just because they're known for dunking.
Yes, but but there's a high chance if everybody in the contest is known for being absurdly athletic and knowing how to dunk well, like
I don't really know much.
I mean, the
Anthony
last
Simmons, I don't know. Has Derrick Jones Jr. had that many great dunks so far in the dunk contest?
yes.
he
Yes.
literally
Last
beat
year's.
Aaron Gordon for the championship. So how?
Aaron Gordon got robbed.
And Aaron Gordon got robbed, though. Yeah, you will say
Yeah,
that
he got robbed.
he
Okay,
gave Aaron
but
Gordon
I
a run for
understand.
his money.
Okay,
he
but
gave Aaron
Jonah, you were so excited to say that, but your point was, has he had even that many good dunks in the dunk contest?
Maybe I just don't
Not
remember.
did he
that
rob
much
Aaron
because
Gordon?
Yeah, that's true.
Like you had in order to rob somebody in like a 15-round dunk contest, because that's about as like how many dunks they did between the two of them. You have to do some good dunks, or else it's not gonna.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
there's
were all
also
like
a
50s,
difference,
right?
There's a difference.
Yes,
Aaron
it was
Gordon
50.
was
It was 50s back and forth. That's like saying yo, did Zach LaVine have some good dunks when he beat Aaron Gordon the year before? Like it's not.
Mhm.
No.
I mean, we also gotta
sorry.
note the difference in dunking between like in-game dunker and like a player who's flashier because
Okay, and the guys that I brought up are Obi's an in-game dunker, but that's because we've never seen him in a dunk contest. But
I don't know what
Obi
Obi's
does
done, to be
East
honest.
Bays in the middle of college
I actually
basketball games where
heard-
the game's
So
close.
does this mean Zion's out?
Was Zion ever
Yeah,
in?
I don't think Zion's in playing.
No, I don't think he's gonna be in the dunk contest though. I mean,
Yeah, I don't
would've
think he
been-
was ever in the dunk contest.
He was considering it. That's what he said.
Yeah,
If
he
he
was
was
considering it.
in the dunk contest, like we wouldn't even need Anthony Simons. I'm not even gonna lie. I would do a dunk contest with just Cassius, Obi, Zion, and Derrick Jones Jr. and just
Well,
let them go
obviously,
crazy.
yeah, taken out. Wasn't Obi more of a power dunker in college though?
He was, but it's like he showed bits and pieces of him just doing absurd shit in the middle of a game for no reason. Like
Because I do think there's gonna be
like
at least
off
one
vert,
player.
like catching the ball off of like a backdoor, not even backdoor cut, just somebody coming into the lane, dropping it off him. He does a standing windmill, or like he's just doing an East Bay in the middle of a close game on national television. And it's like he's got to have something in his bag. We already know what Cassius. Well, I mean, y'all might not, but Cassius is absurdly athletic. Like he'll do something simple. He'll make something simple look impressive with the amount of just bounce that
He's got
he
high
has.
verb
And
and
we already know.
Zion.
And we already know what DJJ is. You know, he didn't rob Aaron Gordon. He was the clear
did.
winner. You know, there's no debating it. You know, Heat Nation.
He did.
Even
He
though
did
he's
wrong.
on Trailblazers now, I miss him. But yeah, you know, this might be the greatest dunk. This might be a top 5 dunk contest of all time.
I think you're just completely wrong there.
It's a very hot take.
That is a
That's a
very
very
hot
hot
take.
take.
I don't say he's completely wrong. I just think that's
I
a
don't
hot
I
take.
don't think all these dudes are great dunkers, but they're not like name brand dunkers. Like you said.
Exactly.
What does
That's
what does
my
name brand have
argument
to
too.
do with it?
Huh?
What does name brand have to do with it? Name brand. Sometimes name brand dunk contests are terrible. Do you remember the dunk contest we had where it had like who was in it? It was
Oh no,
Paul
you're talking
George,
about
All-Star
John
Paul
Wall,
George,
Paul George, all of them. Yeah.
John Wall. I was about to call him Wall Star, but he doesn't deserve that anymore. John Wall. Who else was in that? Wasn't Ben McLemore like come like second in that contest? Like
I mean,
that
he's not
contest
brand
was-
name. Roll up.
Yeah, but yeah, I know, I understand that, but like
He
it
was
just
still
shows you don't
in
need
the
to be brand
contest.
name to do well in the dunk contest.
I think it's more so like we knew about Zach. We already knew. I think we all knew
Not
Zach.
really. I mean, we knew Zach could, but Zach was literally just a dunker. Zach was only known as a dunker when he first came into the dunk contest. Same thing with Aaron Gordon. People were not like, yo, Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine, yo, two of the young, fresh, rising stars of the NBA. They're gonna be.
Now you want to talk about
like,
the
nobody
greatest
was
dunk
thinking
contest of all time? That is the greatest dunk contest of all time. in terms
top
of-
5, but I'm saying
I think
this
that's
could
the
be top
greatest.
5. I'm saying this could be top 5 though.
I
Like, there's
just
nobody in
don't
this
see
dunk.
it.
Like Anthony Simons, like if they replace Anthony Simons or if they add somebody else to the dunk contest, this can easily be top 5 because maybe I don't know because Anthony Simons I've never seen him dunk. I don't watch like I've seen
And
him
maybe
dunk
Obi
before.
Toppin. I don't really like Obi Thompson's dunk. I don't say dunk potential, but I don't really think he's gonna bring out anything that insane in the dunk contest.
I mean,
How tall is Obi Toppin?
Based off what I saw in college, he seems like he did a lot of power moves, a lot of power dunks. And
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He looked
you
like
think
a
they're just,
stiff
like,
back. He looked like one of
impressive
those dudes,
He's, like, one of
those
those
stiff
type of
back athletic jumpers. But yeah, if y'all can, for anybody watching the stream right now, if you highlights of Cassius Stanley at Duke, yeah, he's absurd.
Mhm.
And if you could find some Cassius Stanley high school highlights, like y'all jaws will drop. Like this man is ridiculous. His basketball skills are very questionable, but yeah, he's
Great dunker.
he's him. He is him.
He is him.
He's
said.
that man when it comes to dunking.
So he's like a Dennis Smith Jr.
I mean,
but taller.
I think we'll have to see. And just keep in note that All-Star for All-Star break next week. By the way, we're just gonna be doing kind of just predictions on who's gonna win the 3-point competition, skills challenge, dunk contests, and I guess we could do All-Star game MVP.
Didn't they say they
Kobe
weren't
Bryant
doing the skills
MVP.
challenge?
Yeah, they're doing the skills challenge. And then but
Oh,
we're
they are.
gonna have it at
Coordinate
6
stuff.
o'clock. But we're only gonna make it half an hour because so everyone can I guess watch everything for the skills challenge 3-point contest, who's gonna win and all that stuff.
Can
But it's
we
gonna be
discuss what a travesty? Can we just discuss what a travesty it is for a second? That there isn't a rookie showcase. Like that's sad. Like imagine-
but I mean I don't wanna. It's already bad enough, honestly, that they're.
yeah, I didn't really
They
ever
wanna
watch
bring
it.
more
I
people in.
tuned in a little bit, but
yeah,
it
but
was
this is
just-
an interesting year. This is an interesting year.
For rookies,
This is
sure,
a very
but
interesting year.
I
not
just
even just an overall skill level, but this is like this was like a very hyped like draft for certain people. Like Obi, you don't want to see LaMelo play in a rookie showcase.
obviously
A lot
you
Yeah,
of
wanna
but
people
see
like
say
that.
this draft was considered overall.
Imagine
weak.
Lamelo and Obi on the same team, and Lamelo throwing lobs to Obi. That's just something I want to see by itself. That's enough reason alone for me.
I just think it's bad enough that they're bringing considering the way contact tracing has been going on this year, and they're bringing a bunch of players from different.
Oh, you're talking about
teams.
COVID. Oh yeah, I fully agree. I thought you were talking about like
no.
like
I
you
mean,
didn't-
it's
you didn't like
unfortunate
the- you didn't
that
like
it's
the
not
rookie
happening, of
showcase in
course. But
general.
like, I cannot. I can. There's no way that's happening. There's no way.
yeah.
They wanted that to happen. They could have done another city.
They could have, but that's
Yes.
still bringing a bunch of players from different teams that we've already had
Yeah.
problems with
Yeah,
contact
side note,
tracing.
why would they do it in Atlanta?
No.
Like that seems like a very bad idea considering
They're
who
doing
you
it for
have as
HBCU.
all stars.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
you have, y'all gotta understand. James Harden is going to be in Atlanta for a whole entire weekend. Let that sink in.
That's very
Oh.
true. Good point. Good point. Yeah, did you see
Wouldn't
that
it be
Cam
Cleveland?
Soda thing that that
Hmm?
Oh my gosh! Hey, shout out to Cam.
I beg your pardon?
Shout out to Cam Soda.
But did you see they did this this statement to like offering a bunch of service, like services to like players
Quote
like
unquote
James Harden
services?
and stuff like that.
No, I did not, but that's kind of wild. And
Okay, I just
ugh,
typed it up.
Harden's definitely taking them
Oh.
up on that offer.
Yeah.
And, maybe
Anyways,
maybe
but
let
we
the
have
winning can
listen,
choke your
y'all.
vanity.
Listen, we've hit the hour mark. Some games are about to come on. We don't want to keep people from watching these games, especially y'all. So we're gonna wrap it up here. I think this was
Go Wizards.
definitely a mess of a podcast, but I think it was more entertaining in my opinion.
nice
I
mess, a
blame Gen
healthy
4.
mess.
I blame Gen 4.
Blame Gen 4.
Oh, wow.
What you made it? It was fun.
A Russ fan blaming other people for his downfall.
Oh
Crazy,
my
crazy.
god. Oh.
Never heard of that before.
Listen, go after Jonah. All you need to do is just pull the Russ card. He's a Russ fan. He's a Russ fan.
It's easy. Like
A
he,
top
It's
40
easy,
player all
it's
time? Not
easy.
too bad. Not too bad.
Top 40.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
all right, ladies and
Hold
gentlemen,
on,
that's
hold on,
it.
hold on, hold on.
That's the rest of the
No,
podcast.
that's the end
Thank
of
you
that's
for
the end of the
watching.
pod. Thank you for
Tune in
tuning
for
in.
next
Let's
Sunday for the
go
half
home.
an hour show where we predict all the winners of the contests and MVPs and stuff. This has been Chad alongside Gen 4, Russ Fan Jonah, and Kemba Marcus Sato. And I'll see y'all next Sunday. Peace out.
We out.